Times Square with America's Rabbi Shmuley Boteach, commentator, theologian, analyst, and author, expert on human relationships.
Winner of People Magazine Sexiest Man Alive.
I thought that was Adam Levine.
International Man of Mystery. Let's not
Yes.
leave things out that are critical to my biography, please, Heather.
Okay, absolutely. Well, we're going to start. We know you analyze and comment on world affairs, and we have very daunting situation in all seriousness with the Iranian regime. Rabbi, I know you worked with Elie Wiesel recently, and I have a copy of the ad. You worked with him on a letter urging the Obama administration to reassess its decision to ease sanctions against Iran and resume talks.
So we're very proud of those ads. There was one in the New York Times, there was one in the Wall Street Journal. They were full-page ads.
Yes.
They took months of work. The genesis of these ads was the public discussion that I moderated between Elie Wiesel and President Paul Kagame of Rwanda on genocide and the responsibility of the powerful to protect the weak. We had a dinner that night after this very successful event of thousands of people, thank God. President Kagame was there, Wiesels were there, Sheldon and Miriam Adelson, along with Michael and Judy Steinhardt, who sponsored the event, were there. And I raised a toast of L'chaim, and in my toast I said, Rebbe Eliezer, in March of 2010, full-page ads that you took out, objecting to President Obama's pressure for Israel not to build in Jerusalem, were instrumental in easing that pressure. And there's only one truly great Jewish moral voice in the world, it is you, and we should say something about Iran. I mean, the United States is engaging Iran almost without preconditions. They've not been told that they have to stop their genocidal aspirations against Israel and their genocidal threats against Israel. I mean, Khamenei, the real boss of Iran, not Rouhani, just said a few weeks ago that Israel faces annihilation, called Zionist rabid dogs. I said to him that there are preconditions about halting and dismantling this nuclear capability, both plutonium route to a bomb, heavy water reactor, and enriching uranium centrifuges that are still spinning.
To shift a little gear here to pop culture and relationships, which I know is another area of yours. I know you did a little writing about Miley Cyrus's video, and you and I have talked about, I think we're sort of in agreement about some of the lowering of standards, I guess, in the way that some men are relating to women, and we happen to agree that when women lower our own standards in terms of what we find acceptable, some men are eager to take advantage of that.
I wrote a piece in the New York Observer. It was their lead commentary piece for like a week, criticizing Miley Cyrus. And I have to confess, first time I've ever confessed this, I wrote it really out of spite and envy. Because I really want to copy what she's doing in that music video in order to sell my new book, Kosher Lust.
Well,
so
you're not a 21-year-old woman, Rabbi.
Well, you know, smoking if you got them. I can only use whatever God gave me, okay? You can't blame me for that. So what I plan to do to promote my upcoming book, Kosher Lust, is I will also writhe and slither in a bed, satin sheets. You know, and I'll be twerking at the OU Rabbinical Awards and whatever it is that I need to do in order to get attention for my books and everything else. Look, Miley Cyrus is making the typical mistake that those who are immature make, which is to put attention above interest. Attention is where you do something shocking and you get people's attention instantly. Oh my God, look what she's doing. But after a while, you know, the shock value dissipates and you need to push the envelope more. Soon she'll be flashing God knows what. She talks with her breasts. There's other things she can flash. And then you kind of run out of things to flash. Then what's she going to do? And so she'll disappear from the culture. We're seeing that with people like Britney Spears. Britney Spears was the biggest star in the entire world 8 or 9 years ago. Today she's playing Vegas at Planet Hollywood.
Yeah.
And
leave Britney alone.
And who knows how long that, I'm jealous of her as well. And careers of those who go for attention dissipates, it dies. But those who go for real deep interest, Barbra Streisand, Meryl Streep,
well,
their longevity is
talents.
Decades. And they're beautiful women, but they also have, but they don't compromise their dignity in order to highlight their talents. I mean, if the Beatles had run around, you know, kind of with G-strings and their butt cheeks, I'm not sure they would have been the Beatles. They actually believed in their talent. What we're really seeing from people like Miley Cyrus is a belief that they have little talent. That's why they have to shock. If you believe in your talent, then you don't have to use shock value. And you understand, as Michael Jackson always used to say to me, that mystery is really the key to sustainability when it comes to the public's interest. Michael Jackson said to me once, "You'll never see me giving an award at the award shows." And he was very careful about when he was seen, etc., because he understood that less is more. Miley Cyrus has no understanding of that. She believes that more is more. Fame in and of itself is something neutral. You can do incredible things with fame. Look, Sean Penn just got Jacob Ostreicher.
I read your piece. Yes, that was interesting.
Out of jail in Bolivia because he's famous. Had he been a nobody who no one heard of, he wouldn't have accomplished that. He used his fame for a very good thing. He did the same thing in Haiti. He's also misused his fame. You know, he went to Saddam Hussein, met with Tariq Aziz.
I think.
He's hung out with some brutal dictators who have a lot of blood on their hands. So I wrote that piece praising Sean Penn because when he does the right thing, he should be praised. We have our big dinner coming up May 18th, International Champions of Jewish Values. I want to give him an award for what he did with Jacob Ostreicher, which I thought was incredibly courageous.
And maybe encourage more
so fame is
kind of good...
Well, encourage the utilization of fame as a blessing.
Yes. Well, I hear you. Speaking of fame, and there's a new award, I guess, Jewrotica website came up with the 10 sexiest rabbis, and you know, I don't know why you weren't on the list, Rabbi Shmuley, but also, do you think this was an appropriate kind of thing, or is it something that could foster interest in Judaism? Is it tacky? What do you think?
Well, let's be honest. Obviously, the list has zero credibility. Because, come on. Need I say more? Come on. I mean, to quote Thomas Jefferson, the word self-evident is what immediately comes to mind. So clearly, that list has no credibility. I saw the list mentioned in the Jewish Week. What the heck, you know, it's playful, it's fun. Let rabbis be playful and fun. I see it as something benign and fun. That's how I see it.
Last question I have for you, Rabbi, you know, I write a column here about relationships, Table for One. You know, it amused me in your piece about Miley Cyrus when you quoted your daughters. You said some of them say to you something like, I'm paraphrasing, "Dad, you know, if you encourage us to be so smart, you'll condemn us to a life of loneliness." And you know, because some men are afraid of smart.
Isn't that amazing? That is a true conversation that took place between me and my daughters, where I was saying to them,
I think they might have a point, Rabbi.
Isn't that sad that are men
not all men, not all, but I think some men say they want a smart woman. Not necessarily. I mean, not some of them.
But there's a practical application to this. It's not just about being smart or educated. Women say they want to be smart and educated.
Cerebral and opinionated.
We're talking about before you go out on a date. What do you do? You stand in front of a mirror and you know, do that, and that's fine. We should all look our best. But do you also read the New York Times that day? Do you read the Jewish Week? Do you try to get an opinion? Do you try to make sure that you have interesting conversations? Do you try to memorize whole passages from my books?
Yes, well, some of us are interested in ideas. Yes.
That's the point I'm making. I mean, if you're going out on a date, are you also trying to highlight the inner beauty as well as the outer beauty?
Well, I'm glad to hear that, you know, and so that appeals to you in a woman, obviously, and your wife, I'm sure, is very smart. But I mean, but a lot of men, I find, in the modern world, you know, just my subjective experience.
Obviously, physical attraction is very important in a relationship. And my new book, Kosher Lust, is all about how lust and desire, covetousness, is even more important than love and friendship in a relationship. But the book is also about how it is sustained. Lust is not sustained through skin. In fact, we know that porn doesn't work because if Playboy used the same woman for 12 centerfolds, you know, if she was Miss June, July, August, September, people would stop buying it. Porn only works in variety. There has to be a different woman. It's the reason why when you click on one picture on a pornographic website, 20 other pictures immediately pop up, or so my friends tell me. Intimacy is something very frightening. You know, to have to open your eyes, to look deeply into another soul, and allow yourself to become transparent as well. Very difficult. It's the reason why in an elevator we're looking at the numbers. You know, 5, 4, 3. What did you think the elevator was going to do? Take a left turn? And you have to. You know, I was planning to go to the 12th floor. I ended up in Topeka, Kansas. I mean, why are you looking at the numbers? You're looking at them because in such a closed, confined space, looking directly into someone's eyes is deeply uncomfortable.
Well, but that's understandable because
it's a stranger. Correct. But is it understandable when a husband and wife are making love and they both close their eyes? And it doesn't make sense at all. Now, 90% of women admit to closing their eyes during sex. The main reason is that they don't, God forbid, they should see him having a good time. I understand that. But we close our eyes because we're afraid of intimacy, even if we're married.
It's sad.
And when I speak in my book, Kosher Sex, about eyes open sex, people really can't practice eyes open sex. We can make love with our bodies, but it's very difficult to make love with our souls.
But it's more erotic, you think?
More erotic, more electrifying, more exciting, more intimate.
Okay. Well, I think that's a great point on which to conclude. Pleasure talking.
Started on international affairs, ended up on sex.
The personal is the political and vice versa. Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.